Let me show you how to do the initial configuration on Google Pixel 10a. So once you turn on your phone, you will see this welcome screen. So we're gonna tap on this arrow in order to proceed. Now over here we need to choose the language that we want to use on our phone. So in my case I'm just gonna tap on English over here, and then we need to choose our region. So let's say I'm gonna use United Kingdom in my case. Now you can set up this phone using another device. So if you have like a previous phone and you want to transfer some settings, accounts, and some other stuff, then you can easily do so. But it is not really necessary. You can skip it quite easily by tapping on this skip button at the bottom of the screen. Then we can connect to a Wi-Fi network. So you can choose the Wi-Fi network from this list of available networks. And if you want to, you can use a mobile network instead for the setup, or you can set up offline without the access to the internet if you don't have the access to the internet. And once you decide to, for example, connect to the Wi-Fi, or if you proceed, then you will see this screen, this menu where it says getting your phone ready. So now we just need to wait for the next menu to appear. Now you need to choose who are you setting this phone up for. So most likely you want to choose that you set it up for yourself. And afterwards you can sign into your Google account. So you can enter your email or phone number for your account over here, and then if you tap on next you can enter the password. You can also create a completely new account if that's what you want, or you can just skip the sign-in process and just continue without a Google account. Later on in the settings you can of course sign into your Google account anyway. Afterwards, we need to agree to Google Terms of Service in order to use a Google account, if you decide to, of course, sign in. And then we can create a password for our phone. You can tap on screen lock options in order to choose something different than the PIN code. So we also have pattern and password. If you want to, you can skip this process by using the skip button. And this is something that I'm gonna do. Of course, we can just skip that completely. And you might also have the option to set up the fingerprint and face recognition as well, and if you decide to skip that, of course you can visit settings afterwards in order to set it up if you change your mind. You can copy apps and data from your previous device, or by simply using the Google backups. If you have a backup on your Google account, then you can go next and you should be able to find all your backups on your account. And if you don't care about it, if you want to perform a clean setup just like I do, and then we can tap on do it later over here, and then we can just confirm. Now we have some Google services, so you want to go through this list and decide what you want to use from the get-go and what not. And in my case, I'm gonna turn off location and pretty much everything in here. However, of course, feel free to agree to these options. One thing that I can recommend you to do is to disable the allow scanning option, which scans Wi-Fi and Bluetooth networks pretty much all the time, which is not really necessary. And it can actually save a little bit of battery, and whenever your phone needs to use these features, then of course you will be asked to turn it on, and most likely you will be redirected to the proper settings where you can actually turn on these two options, the Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning. So let's go next, tap on agree, and now we have Google Backup. So if you want to perform regular backups on your phone, then you can back up photos and videos, as well as other device data that is listed over here. If you want to, you can uncheck any of these boxes if something should not be included. And once you're ready, you can tap on the turn on backup. But if you don't care about the backup, you can just tap on the don't backup over here, and then we can move on. Now we need to choose the default browser and search engine that you want to use on your phone. So let's go next. And first we have the selection of the browser. Now the list is quite long, and if you are not sure which browser you should choose, and you don't care that much about the browser itself, then the most popular choice is going to be Google Chrome. So you can pick that if you want to, and then tap on set as default. And as for the search engine, the most popular choice is of course Google, so you can select that, and then we can continue by tapping on set as default. Of course, pick your own, pick by yourself, I mean, the browser and search engine. I'm not really saying that you should use these options, it's just up to you after all. Now we have some information about the limited warranty, and you might want to read it by tapping on your country if it's on this list, and then you can go next. We have some information about some AI tools or AI features that are provided by Google. So if you go next, you can see that we have Gemini, of course, so you can tap next. You can set up the Hey Google voice command, so you can activate Gemini without touching your phone even, you can just say, hey Google out loud in order to activate it. If you want to turn it on, you can tap on a turn on, and then you will proceed with the setup, which is also pretty straightforward. You just have to say a couple of sentences out loud in order to set it up. But if you don't care about it, you can just tap on a no thanks and just move on. Over here we have some additional information about the safety features, like the Pixel Satellite SOS, crisis alerts, and so on. So we can go next. We have the quick share option, of course. We have some information about quick share. You can tap on I agree in order to use it. Even if you disagree by accident or something, you can still use quick share if you open the app itself. Then we have the option to set up Google Pay, so you can add your credit or debit card, so then you can use your phone in order to pay with it. However, of course, you can also do that with the Google Wallet app, so you can add your payment card into the Google Wallet, and then you can use Google Pay anyway. So I'm just gonna skip because I don't want to do that right now at this moment. Then we have some additional options that we can go through. So if you are interested in any of these things that we have in here, then of course go for it, and you can do so. In my case, I don't think they are really that important right now, so I can tap on maybe later. We have the option to get some newsletter, some news provided by Google about new offers, some services, and so on and so forth. So if you want to receive these on your email, then of course you can agree. In my case, I don't really want that, so I'm gonna tap on no thanks. Then we have the option to swipe to navigate, so you can use swipe gestures in order to navigate on your phone. So you can tap on the try it if you want to learn these gestures and how to navigate on your phone. And I'm just gonna skip because I already know how to navigate with that. You can also choose to navigate if you want to switch to 3-button navigation instead. And if not, then we can swipe up in order to go to the home screen. And there we go. We can swipe up, of course, to open the app drawer. And that is pretty much it. Leave a like and subscribe.